So I will call this meeting to order at 12:03 p.m. I'll move on to territorial acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the SFSS is located on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, and Katzie nations. Unceded means that these territories have never been handed over, sold, or given up by these nations, and we're currently situated on occupied territories. Also, I got a little workbook. It's so cool. It's called the Decolonize First, and it's like there's stuff in it. If you go to the Decolonize First Instagram, $12 of every sale of the workbook goes towards a scholarship fund for an Indigenous student. So it's really cool. Be sure to check that out. Okay, so I'll move on to roll call of attendance. So state your name, pronoun, and any access needs you have. And access needs are anything we can do to make you feel more comfortable. So I can start. My name is Jennifer. I go by she, her pronouns, and my access needs are met right now. Next, we have at-large Rep. Poom.
Hello, my name is Poom. My pronouns are he, him, his. I have to leave at 1 because I have a meeting.
Okay, thank you, Poom. FCAT Rep. Heather.
Hi, I'm Heather. Pronouns are he, him, his, and my access needs are met as of now.
Thanks, Heather. Education Rep. Emily.
Hi, my name is Emily. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and all my access needs are met.
Thank you, Emily. And we have student at large Karishma.
Hi, my name is Karishma. My pronouns are she, hers, and my access needs are met.
Thank you. Student at large Emma.
Hi, my name is Emma. My pronouns are she, her, and my access needs are met.
Thank you. Fiona could not make it today, but I'll have to amend the agenda to include her regrets. So next we have Abby. Is Abby here? Okay, I don't think so. I'll message him. Okay, so next we have another student at large, Yashvir.
Hi, my name is Yashvir. My pronouns are he, him, his, and my access needs are met.
Thank you. And we have the council rep, Adrian, who doesn't seem to be here too. I will also message her. Okay. We also have SFSS staff with us today. Our member services coordinator of events, Dipti.
Hi, my name is Dipti. Pronouns she, hers. I have to leave at 1, sorry.
Okay. Thanks, Dipti. Okay. Okay, that's it for roll call. So ratification of regrets. Be it resolved to ratify regrets from Ahad Ghani. Can I get a mover?
Karishma.
Thanks, Karishma. Can I get a seconder?
Heather.
Thanks, Heather. So I have to actually move to amend this motion to add regrets from Fiona Wong. Can I get a seconder for this motion or this amendment?
Emma.
Thanks, Emma. So yeah, Fiona sent in her regrets today. So all in favor of the amendment, seeking unanimous consent. So mute your mic if you assent and unmute if you dissent. Okay, so it looks like the amendment carries. So back to the main motion. Be it resolved to ratify regrets from Ahad Ghani and Fiona Wong. All in favor seeking unanimous consent. Okay, it looks like motion carried as amended. Okay, so on to adoption of the agenda. Oh, okay, Abby said he's going to be here in a few minutes. Okay, so adoption of the agenda. Be it resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. Can I get a mover?
Heather.
Thanks, Heather. Can I get a seconder?
Karishma.
Thank you, Karishma. So I have to move to amend the agenda to include an update, the Murder Mystery Night. And Dipti, for Tidy Tuesdays, was it a discussion item?
Yeah, but we can skip it as well. I'll get more details at our next event committee meeting, and then we can go from there. Because, I mean, I do have information we are planning, but we don't have any confirmation yet. Like, when do we want it? So I'll need to discuss it with you, Jennifer, before I even have it in the discussion item. So can you please remove it?
Okay, so you don't want to include it in today's agenda?
Yeah, we will discuss
Okay.
it at the next.
Okay, so just one amendment today, which is the Murder Mystery Night update. Do we have any other amendments for the agenda? Okay, seems like discussion's over, so I'll move on to a vote on the amendment. So be it resolved, no, okay, I hate these amendments. So all in favor of the amendment, which is adding the Murder Mystery Night to the agenda. Seeking unanimous consent. Okay, motion carried. The amendment carries. So back to the main motion. Be it resolved to adopt the agenda as amended. All in favor. Seeking unanimous consent. So unmute your mic if you dissent. Okay, so motion is carried as amended. Now we go to approval of the minutes. So be it resolved to approve the minutes from the last meeting, but there don't seem to be any minutes attached. So I don't think that's supposed to be there. So I will just ignore that. Okay, so moving on to new business. 7.1, SFSS and Tech Bytes graphic design workshop. Can I get a mover for this?
Emily?
Thanks, Emily. Can I get a seconder?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Yashvir. So for discussion, actually, let me link the event plan. I'm not sure if you all had a chance to review it. Here, I'm gonna link it in the chat. Okay, that's the event committee meeting debrief document, but you can find like all of the attachments you need on there. But basically, this workshop I've been planning it for a while, but we couldn't do it in August because there are a lot of things going on. Some of you might remember in the Discord server, I was asking like which graphic design software do you think you would be most interested in, like Illustrator, Photoshop, Lightroom, InDesign, etc. And we ended up going with the Figma and Adobe Illustrator because Adobe Illustrator can make posters and logos, and Figma, you can basically do anything with it, and it's free, so you don't need to download Adobe software. And we did not go for Photoshop for this workshop because that would be for the photography workshop, which I would talk about later on in this meeting. So the Illustrator workshop is happening next Tuesday, and then the Figma workshop is happening next Friday. I budgeted $170 for this, so it would be $50 for the instructor's fee, and there's 2 instructors, so one for Illustrator, one for Figma. And then they also have instructors assistants who will be helping students with their tasks if they have questions. So it would be $25 for those assistants. And there's 1 assistant per workshop. So that would be $50 for the assistants total and $100 for the instructors total. And then I added a $20 contingency for a total of $170. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. You can refer to it in this event plan that was sent out as an attachment. Does anyone have any questions or concerns about this event or these workshops? Remember to type list in the chat if you want to say something and if you want to comment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so discussion period is over. I'll move on to the main motion and read it out. So be it resolved to approve $170 for the SFSS Tech Bytes graphic design workshops. All in favor seeking unanimous consent. So unmute your mic if you dissent. Okay, so it looks like the motion carries, and I will move on to the next 7.2, which is Stranger Things Murder Mystery Event. So can I get a mover for this motion?
Emma.
Thank you, Emma. Can I get a seconder?
Heather.
Thank you, Heather. For discussion, Emma, do you want to just pull up that event plan that you sent out? We had it as an attachment, and then you can go over it briefly.
Okay, 1 second. Let me pull it up.
That's the link to the event plan.
Okay, yeah. So we had a great meeting on Friday, and we determined that it would probably have to be around 2 hours long, and there would be around 40 people coming, and we'd split them into groups of 4 to 5. And the winners would get Netflix subscription cards for 4 months. So it works out to be around $300. And then we added a $60 contingency. And everyone that came to the meeting on Friday was assigned a specific task to do, like making puzzles. And we have another meeting this Friday to catch up with everyone on that.
Okay. So yeah, the $360 is the reason why it's $300 for the Netflix subscription gift card is because there would be teams of around 4 or 5 people. We budgeted for 5, so the 300 is for all 5 of those people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So does anyone have questions or comments? Emily, go ahead.
Yeah, I really like the idea. I'm just wondering for the gift cards, were you thinking of any other options or was it just Netflix? Because I'm just thinking maybe students could benefit from something else, especially, I don't know, just thinking on my part, like I don't really use Netflix when it's school. So just a thought.
Yeah. Emma, did you want to say something in
Yeah, I
response?
think we originally thought Netflix because it had to do with the Stranger Things theme, and I thought it was going to come out in October. Now I think it got postponed, but we figured with Netflix, people who don't have Netflix could get an account with this for 4 months, and people who do then get money off for 4 months. But I see your point.
Could they use the gift card like whenever?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it expires.
Heather, you're next on the list. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I pretty much agree with Emily because Netflix, like, first of all, like most of the people, students do have Netflix. But I was thinking of something like Amazon gift cards. That is what like motivates me to like participate in events when they are giving them Amazon gift cards. So try thinking about that as well.
Okay. Something that I've noticed personally was when I've done giveaways that are just for general things, like for a gift card to anywhere you want, like a Visa gift card, it's not as popular as if it was specific. Because if it's specific, students are like, okay, that sounds like something I would like, and then they want it. Whereas if it's super general, students would be like, oh, there are endless possibilities. It's like the paradox of choice, you know? And with the music event, it's kind of the same thing there. For our music event, we're giving out Spotify gift cards so people can get a few months free Spotify. And it seemed like some people were really interested in that, more than if we had promoted it as like a random $50 gift card. But I'm curious about what everybody else thinks. Just type list in the chat or Dipti, I don't know if you have access to the chat, but you can just speak up if you want. And right now I have Abby on the list, so you can go ahead.
I'm kind of torn on it because I think the Netflix card makes sense given the Stranger Things theme. Because I don't know, like, what else would really partner well with Stranger Things? Like, it's on Netflix. Like, I don't know any other thing. Like, if they had like a merchandise website or something, you could maybe partner it with that. But then I don't know if that would have to be third party or whatever. So, given the theme, I think Netflix makes the most sense.
Okay. Does anyone else have comments?
I would say, yeah, Netflix too, and also Visa card, because not everyone, like, if I already have subscription, or with students sometimes it's like their parents pay for the subscription, right? So they don't really have to pay for it. So if we give out Visa card, but always keep in mind that when we are giving out Visa cards, we have to take consider the activation fee as well. And Amazon is good as well, because Amazon it's not restricted to like grocery only. It's like a wide variety of things that you can buy on Amazon. So yeah.
Does anyone else in the committee have any thoughts? Like, should we use Netflix or go for like a general gift card? Okay, Adrian said leaning towards general. Krishma says Amazon would be a good option. Okay, I think I've heard from the majority except for like 1 or 2 people. But I'm pretty sure the pricing, like the amount we allocated is 360. I'm pretty sure the price would be around the same, because we went with 4 months, like 3 or 4 months, because it would round to around $50 per gift cards. So if we were to change it from a Netflix gift card to a general gift card, it would pretty much be the same amount of money that this event would cost, because it's around $50 per person. Okay, so it seems like the majority of people are saying not a Netflix gift card, so maybe we can change it from Netflix to a more general card. Emma, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think if we keep the amount the same, but maybe lean towards something like Amazon, or like just a Visa gift card, something like that.
Okay. Sounds good. So the motion itself is only be resolved to approve 360 for this event. But the working group for people who are working on this event are going to be meeting up again this Friday, so we can just update them there. So the $360, instead of going towards Netflix subscription, it will now go towards just general gift cards. But the motion itself is the same. We're just voting to pass money for these prizes. So any further discussion? Okay, so I will move on to the vote then. So the motion says be it resolved to approve $360 for the Stranger Things Murder Mystery event. All in favor, seeking unanimous consent? Okay, looks like the motion carries. Okay, so we can move on to discussion items. 8.1, October events. So I'm sure some of you saw the Instagram graphic that I made for September events. Let me link it here again. It's like one of the more recent posts on our Instagram. Basically, I'd like to do something like that for October as well, where like in September, every single week was filled with something like cultural week, music week, dance week. And then we also had specific workshops on specific days. So I would like to do something like that for October as well. For the trivia night, I wanted to do something like that's maybe Modern Family or music themed. So if anybody has events that they want to plan for October, please type list in the chat right now and then we can discuss them. I'm gonna pull up our annual plan again and link it. But in the meantime, Abby, you can go ahead.
So I'm not sure if this would be like an October event, but this has just been an update on the hockey event. So this round's schedule for games has come out, and the last game is on the 19th. So that means the next round's worth of games would probably start on the 21st. So that means if my event were to take place, it would probably be in the last week of September, or if it goes long, maybe the first week of October. But that depends on the performance of each of the teams. And if one team is better than the other, it could end early. So I can show you guys really quick.
Didn't the Canucks lose?
Okay, hey, I'm not over that yet. You didn't. That was on my birthday party. I was freaking watching the game, so you didn't bring it up right now. But this is like the schedule right now for this round. So the last game, if it goes that long, is on the 7th or 19th. So what that means is, if it goes that long, then the first game for the next round would probably start on the 21st. Which means I would probably want to host my event then on the 27th. But that's if it goes that long, right? This could just be over on the 15th and everything has to move ahead 6 days, which is like not convenient at all. So that's the problem with my event right now. There's just total volatility depending on how each hockey team plays.
Okay. So I guess what you would have to do is get all the marketing material ready, and once you hear any updates, you can decide whether to just launch the event promo or not.
Okay.
So I guess you would have to get started on that ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you were working with Poom on that as well, so maybe just touch base.
Yep.
Okay, so for October, we had talent show, horror movie night, some kind of squash carving craft thing, and maybe a mental health workshop since it is during midterm season. And I'm also thinking of doing some more Kahoot trivia nights. And I asked this in the Discord, and it seems like some people were interested in setting up trivia nights for comedy TV shows and music-themed trivia nights. And it seemed like it was really popular. Like we sold out like within 5 days of promoting our last trivia night. So if anybody is interested in being the event lead for a trivia night, please list in the chat and let us know. Like what I think somebody said they were interested in planning a Modern Family trivia night. Would anybody be interested in being the event lead for that one? All you have to do is come up with some trivia questions, which I already kind of have because my sister loves Modern Family. Set up the Kahoot, set up the Zoom, set up the Eventbrite, and basically be at the event. Does anyone even watch Modern Family?
I do.
Yeah, it's really funny. Okay, I can't remember who said true. I like Community. Okay. Emma, you watch Modern Family. Maybe it was you who said that you were interested in doing a Modern Family thing. So, okay, I will put your name down, Emma, and touch base with you after. Modern. And then Ahad, I know you said that you were interested in doing some kind of music themed trivia night. I think that would be really cool, but do you have kind of like a rough idea of what? Oh wait, he's not here. Shoot, I forgot. I'll just email him later. Oh, Adrian, what TV shows do you watch?
I watch a lot, just not Modern Family, but I do watch a lot.
Do you watch Friends?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. My sister loves Friends, and she has some trivia like questions ready. So if you're down to like set up the Kahoot and everything, I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, I've gone to a few like Friends trivia nights at bars and stuff, so I got lots of good questions too.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. I'll put your name down. I also think we should do some kind of paint night or like a craft event. Oh, Heather, were you interested in helping with the Friends trivia night? Okay, I will put your name down too. Because what I found at the SFSS trivia night was it was kind of tough to be the only person in the Zoom room. Like you need one person to like talk and like host, but you also need a few other people to be in the room with you to moderate the chat and help troubleshoot basically. Plus, it's really weird if you're just talking to yourself. So if you have some people in the audience who talk back to you and like engage, it makes it much funner. Okay, so other possible events included paint night, talent show, some sort of Halloween thing, and a mental health related thing. I think I start with the mental health one because that seems the easiest to plan. Do we have anybody here who is super passionate about mental health and wants to look for people to facilitate a workshop? You could reach out to SFU Health and Counseling. You could collaborate with some mental health SFU groups. Okay. Type list in the chat if you would be interested. Okay, Abby, go ahead. Were you interested?
Yeah. I was maybe hoping to be in more of a support role because I'm gonna have a busy month. But if no one else can like lead it, then I guess I have to.
Okay, mental health. I think I can probably help you with that. But like you said, it's also a busy month for me. I'll put both of our names down, and then maybe we can just touch base after.
I'm available to help you guys as well. Wherever you need help, just reach out to me and I'll do my best.
Awesome. Okay, so I put Abby, Dipti, Yashvir, and myself. Great. So outside of the mental health, we also have maybe a talent show. I don't know if that's actually the best time for it because it's midterms. And then maybe a horror movie night or like a horror themed something. But the thing with movie nights is the only legal option for us is if we use Netflix Party and not everybody has Netflix, or if we use like Criterion, which every SFU student, we all have it and we can all get free movies. If we use Criterion, there's no way to really sync it up. So we just have to press play at the same time and hopefully it syncs up. So it's kind of like not the best option, but I don't know. What does everybody think? Is it still worth it to try to do some sort of horror movie night so you don't have to watch scary movies alone? Okay, I'm just gonna stare at you until somebody speaks up. Okay, Abby, go ahead.
I think it's a great idea, especially if we have some of our. I guess you can't have your mics unmuted, but it'd be really funny if you were just listening and then you just hear someone scream. That'd be hilarious, but I'm not sure if that would be okay, just because if people are talking in background noise and stuff, it might not work.
True.
But
it would be better if there's a chat function.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Adrian, you were next.
Do we have any updates from like the privacy office? Because I know they did that movie night yesterday. I'm not too sure how they got that. Because Asia was it like last night, and I've been in contact with like another SFU worker who's trying to do movie nights. So I was wondering if you had heard anything yet, Jen? Because I don't know how they're supposed to do that.
The last update I had was like the only viable options were Netflix Party or like pressing play on Criterion at the same time. The option that I found that I thought was really good was the streaming browser extension, and you could stream from Criterion, so you had to be an SFU student. But the issue with that is, since you can stream from any web page, this extension needs access to all of your browser stuff, all your browser activity, and then there were some privacy concerns around that. So we can't even use that option. So
Can I add something?
yeah,
So,
go ahead.
when we did movie nights with SFU, and we used Criterion as well. So just to chat for the chat function and all, we would use so everyone would go on Criterion at the same time, and we would ask people for their Facebook ID and Facebook name, and then we would just go and make them with this on the Facebook, and that's where we used to actually chat.
Okay. Did a lot of people come to those movie nights?
No, that's when we had to stop it because there wasn't really good response. Once we had like literally no one showing up, and sometimes only like 2 or 3 people, so it wasn't really a good response to movie nights at all.
We should brainstorm a way to incentivize people to come to the movie night. Maybe like some kind of game during the movie, not a drinking game, but like a similar type of game where it's like movie bingo, and then you watch a movie, cross off something on your bingo list if you spot it on screen. But that would be a little bit more work intensive because you would have to create the bingo. But would any go ahead?
Sorry, we actually did trivia nights. It was movie party and trivia night kind of thing. So we had trivia questions followed by the movie, and we had actually we were giving out $15 gift cards. But imagine if there are only 2 people and we're giving out this $15 gift card at each movie night. We still did not get enough traffic here.
Okay, so maybe the winner of the bingo or trivia could get a gift card. The bingo would be a little hard to tell if like people weren't cheating. If we use Netflix Party, which would exclude people who don't have Netflix, we could have people in the chat, and then whenever they see like a trivia question or like a bingo thing, they can like the chat would just go off, and I think that would be really fun. But the problem is it would exclude people who don't have Netflix. But I guess whoever would be interested in planning some sort of Halloween movie night event can brainstorm that some more. So who would be interested in planning a movie night event? Okay. Abby, were you interested in being the event lead or just to support?
It depends. If someone's really passionate about it, again, I can be a support. But if no one's super passionate about it, I'm happy to be the lead for this one as well.
Okay. Is anybody super passionate about it, or does anybody want to work with Abby? Okay. It seems like Emma wants to work with Abby, so I can connect the 2 of you, and then we can brainstorm a little bit. And Adrian as well. I'll put down the 3 of you. In my events committee debrief email, I will send an update of like who's working on what. So right now I'm looking at my list. It seems like we would have a trivia night for Modern Family, a music trivia night, a Nuki's food justice event, the photography workshop, a Friends trivia night, mental health workshop, and movie night bingo, and also the Stranger Things murder mystery night. Do we still want to do some kind of craft night with pumpkin carving?
Or spooky lantern making.
Ooh, and a cooking workshop. Yeah.
Yeah, we can also do spooky lantern making workshop. So they are local artists in residence, and if we can maybe see one of the for every city, like City of Maple Ridge has an artist in residence, and they all do those lantern making workshops during the Halloween time. So if we can see if we can get hold of one of those artists, and if they can demonstrate how to make those lanterns. They use different material, like sometimes it can be paper lanterns, you know.
Okay, Dipti, I guess I can, that seems like a really easy workshop / event to host. So maybe I can just touch base with you after this meeting and we can figure that out.
Okay, sure.
Okay, as for I want to do some sort of food workshop. It could be like making a pumpkin spice latte or a butternut squash soup. So would anybody be interested in looking for some instructors to host a workshop like this, or even being that instructor? Okay, well, Abby says he can support but don't want to lead. Adrian says, I wish I knew how to make my own pumpkin spice lattes. I don't know if pumpkin spice is even popular. Like, if that was a workshop, would people even come? Or do they think it's cringe? Okay, Abby, go ahead.
People freaking love pumpkin spice. Do not underestimate it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I will write that down. Abby. I'll put your name down as support, Abby. Somebody please also list their name down as support, because I don't want to be like overseeing a bunch of these things during midterm season. So spreading out the work could be really helpful. Karishma says she can support. Awesome. Okay. It seems like we have a lot of awesome events lined up for October as well. So I think that's good for now. Does anyone have further discussion on this topic of October events? Karishma, go ahead.
So depending on like how our 2 dance workshops go next week, a few of like the other dance clubs who are just doing the takeover said they're interested in doing workshops as well. So we can save that for like after October, but like anytime, they said anytime they're available to do that.
Okay, thank you, Karishma. I will put that down as tentative. If a lot of the events for October kind of end up being a lot of work and we postpone it for November, maybe we could do a dance workshop for October just to fill up any empty days on the calendar. Okay, so Adrian reminded me for the paint or craft event. I think that was kind of the lantern making workshop, but if anybody has any ideas for other paint or craft events, that would be awesome. I know we've been meaning to plan like a Bob Ross paint night for a while, but it's kind of been put on the back burner. So it would be awesome if we could do it sometime in the future. So I think we put down some people for the Bob Ross paint night already. What was it? It was Adrian and there was somebody else that I don't remember. But I guess, is anyone interested in helping with a paint night event? Maybe in October? Adrian, go ahead.
Should we like stick to the October theme and do something like to do with pumpkins and save Bob Ross for another month?
Oh, that would be a good idea. Yeah, so we can like paint something spooky or something like that. I will write that down. Spooky paint night. We could make it like themed so people could wear costumes if they want, maybe. What else? I don't think we can promote like alcohol, so it can't be like wine and painting, but maybe something else then. I guess we can just brainstorm that a little later. Was anyone interested in supporting, like being the support for this event? You would just help brainstorm and be at the event to moderate the chat. Okay, Emily says she can support. I will put your name down, Emily. Okay, any further Wait, Poom, does that mean you're going to support as well? Okay, I will put your name down too. Awesome. Any further discussion on October events? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'll move on to updates then. So 9.1 is SFSS Trivia Night update. So Adrian, feel free to jump in if you like, but I wrote up the post-event report. Here you go. That's the link to the post-event report. As a reminder to event leads, every time your event is completed, you have to finish your post-event report like ASAP and send it in for the next events committee meeting. Because I kind of procrastinated doing this report for a few days and I forgot a bunch of what happened at the event. So good thing I wrote notes for myself. Otherwise, it would not have been as detailed. Basically, I think it went pretty well. We sold like 50 tickets. Some people were on the wait list, but only 20-something people actually came. And a little less than that actually competed in the Kahoot. I think we had some tech difficulties. I wasn't really checking the chat, but I think Adrian and Fiona helped out. Do you want to jump in and say something about that?
For sure. Yeah, so we had some tech issues. It seemed like it wasn't letting some students answer the questions. And it's hard to like troubleshoot it when I can't see what's happening on their end. And then I think there was like some lag too on their end with answering the questions. So they were kind of choked that they weren't able to be the first to answer, going down because they were having tech issues. The only advice I could offer was like to refresh. So after refreshing, a few people had it work, but I know there was still some issues. I think something to be aware of for next time and respond to that.
Yeah, so in this post-event report, I know we just talked about hosting more trivia night events. So be careful if you're hosting it. Please note that you would have to basically have a disclaimer somewhere when promoting the event that like you need fast Wi-Fi and like a fast phone so that there's no glitches. You also need to clearly explain the rules somewhere. I try to do it like while at the event, but it would also be nice if you could type it down and send it out as an email to event attendees. And also remember to promote our Instagram and social media after the event, just because like repetition could maybe convince them to follow us and come to our other meetings or our other events. Another thing is also in the future, it would be useful to have some sort of post-event survey so people can tell us what went well, what didn't go well, and any ideas they had for next time. Adrian, I don't know if that was something recent you wanted to say? Or... Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, something I meant to ask you about after Jen. So we didn't have any Kahoot music playing because I don't think we could figure it out. But I was wondering if there's a way we could, because I just felt like there was a lot of like awkward silence. I don't know if you felt the same. So I think it'd be cool to have that kind of music going, something to look. We can do that.
Yeah, okay. So I did have the music going when I did a test run with my friends, but then my computer was so laggy that the music was just very choppy. And I was afraid that if somebody's Wi-Fi was really bad, then the music would just be a distraction when they just want to focus and they could get frustrated. But if we do some sort of disclaimer and say like your internet, make sure you're in a place with good internet connection, then that could be avoided and then we can play the music. Because I also noticed some silences and I try to fill them by talking about the actual question. But yeah, I always love the music, so it would be awesome to get music. So make sure to have some sort of disclaimer, and also make sure that your computer is even powerful enough to run Zoom and share your screen on Zoom to the Kahoot screen. Because my computer could not handle that. I had to borrow my sister's MacBook. So in the future, if you're running a trivia night, please just make sure that your computer can handle it. Okay, does anyone have questions about the event and how the SFSS trivia night event went? You can always refer back to the post-event report. I have to update it with final prices. I just sent out all of the gift cards. So Dipti, I have to message you about the final price of like however much money we spent. Okay. If there's no further discussion on this, I'm going to move on to another update, which is the photography workshops. So basically, I think you might remember me talking about these workshops. They were supposed to happen in August, but the photographer was super busy and he had to go to Toronto, and the schedule was just really messed up. So he couldn't do it anymore. So I asked him to refer me to another photographer. The new photographer is named Sahil. Here is his Instagram. But he has agreed to do the workshops for the beginning of October. We confirmed for October 6th at 7 p.m. for taking photos, the workshop about composition, lighting, etc. And then October 9th at 7 p.m. would be photo editing, so that would be Lightroom and Photoshop. And we already passed the motion to pay the photographer for these two workshops. So this is more just an update to let you know that we changed the date, time, and instructor for these photography workshops. Any comments? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the last update is the Stranger Things Murder Mystery Night. Maybe Emma, you can give a brief update about what happened at last Friday's meeting, and yeah.
Okay, so basically we decided that we're gonna do like who murdered the waffle is gonna be the goal of all the groups. And so we have 8 different rooms, and each room is hosted by a different Stranger Things character. And then they give a puzzle to the group, and the group has to solve it within 10 minutes. And then move on to the next one. So basically at the meeting, we just assigned each person a puzzle to make. And then on Friday, we're gonna meet back together and just go over what everyone did.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Emma. One thing that we also decided was we would do a test run of this event before actually releasing and marketing it. So I've asked a few of my friends if they were interested in being a part of the test run. So it would be awesome if the events committee could ask some of your friends, or if you would be interested in playing one of the characters on Stranger Things and moderating the room, please let me or Emma know. I think we need 8 people because there's 8 rooms. So we need 8 people to play different characters, and we will send you all the instructions. There's like 4 or 5 people who are in the working group, but not all of us are super comfortable being the moderator and playing a character. So it would be awesome if one of you on the events committee could help out. Abby has already agreed to play the Demogorgon. Some other characters include 11. I know some of you haven't watched Stranger Things, but I'm pretty sure you can still play the character. All you have to do is like explain the instructions of the game and like make sure people do what they're supposed to do. So the 2 things that we need from you are, 1, let me or Emma know if you are interested in playing a character and moderating a room, and 2, send a call out to your friends to see if they would be interested in participating in the test run, just so that we can make sure that everything runs smoothly, the riddles aren't too easy or too difficult. We don't have a date for the test run. I think we're going to decide it this Friday at the meeting. So once the date is confirmed, I will send an email or Discord message to everybody, and we can just go from there. Because right now I've just been asking my friends, like, are you interested? And then they've been like, yeah. So just getting people to think about it, I think, is great. I guess what we really need right now is moderators for the room. We need 8 people. If you're interested and you're free Friday, what time is the meeting? 11 a.m.? I think, okay, yeah. So if you're free Friday, 11 a.m., please let me know so I can add you to the meeting and we can go over what the moderator's job is as well. So is anybody interested in moderating this super fun event and helping Emma out? We really need like 7 or 8 people to help out, including the people who are working on the event. So I'm just gonna wait until somebody speaks up. Okay. Adrian says, always down to support where needed. Were you comfortable with like acting out certain characters? Okay, wait, hold on. Abby listed first, so you can go ahead.
As my character would say. So yeah, man.
Thanks, Abby, for scaring people into moderating. Adrian, go ahead.
I can't follow that. So for acting, maybe I should ask for more details. What does that entail?
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
I love Stranger Things.
Actually, Emma, did you want to answer that? Like, what did you have in mind for the moderators?
I mean, I don't think it needs to be anything too extreme, especially if you're not like too comfortable. I think just there's a 10-minute gap that they'll have in each room. So maybe like 1 to 2 minutes, just kind of talking to them as if you were that character and then explaining, you know, the rules. And then the rest of the 8 minutes, you can just moderate them as they try to solve the puzzle and answer any questions they have if they're struggling with something.
And something to note is at the end, people will have a full 10 minutes to kind of take all the hints that they got throughout the murder mystery night and try to piece it together and try to find out who murdered the Eggo waffle. And they will be allocated into a random moderator room. And all you have to do is like keep watch, make sure they're like not doing anything super inappropriate. Don't give out any hints. Just kind of like if they're struggling with tech difficulties, you would be helping out with that. But you wouldn't like straight up tell them what the answer is. Do you have anyone else who's interested in moderating? It's getting really close to 1 p.m. So hopefully somebody speaks up and we won't have to extend this meeting. I'm free till like the rest of the day today, so I can just wait. Abby, go ahead.
I just wanted to point out I'm the only non-human character, so you won't have to scream into your mic like I will. You can just talk like a normal person.
Oh, I hate calling on people because like I don't want an unnecessary pressure. But okay, this event will be happening in October. So if you are not currently being the event lead or helping out at events, this would be a really good thing to get involved in because all you have to do is literally be at the event on that one day and just that's basically it. And you also have to like get updated on what your role entails. I really don't want to call on anybody, but if nobody lists themselves, in the next 5 seconds, I actually will, okay? So please take one for the team and list yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think I'm going to pick on... This is hard. Okay, I might pick on Yashvir. Sorry, I know you haven't seen Stranger Things, but if you're comfortable, maybe you could play one of the guy characters or just any character you'd be interested in. Like,
Yeah, sure. But like, I'll need some sort of like information on that character, like because I haven't watched the TV show at all.
yeah, that's no worries. I know you love Murder Mystery Nights, so this would be a really good thing to get involved in. We can give you all the background information that you need. So I would just touch base with you after.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just give you more details.
Okay.
Wow,
Okay.
Poom, way to get out of... I was going to call on you next, Poom. Okay. He literally just left. Okay. Okay. Heather, did you want to be a moderator? You can just like, I don't know, moderate.
Do you guys have 11 because we have the same haircut?
Oh my. Okay, I think that would be
Great
fun.
minds think alike.
Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna put your name down as Heather for 11. That is so funny. I love it. That's okay.
I'll shave off my beard as well. I'm just joking. I'm not gonna do that.
Wow, I was gonna say that's dedication. Okay. Oh, it's 1 p.m. now, so I really gotta adjourn. I think we have pretty much almost enough volunteers, so that's great. Okay, I'll move on to adjournment. So be it resolved to adjourn the meeting at 1 p.m. Can I get a mover?
Heather.
Thanks, Heather. Can I get a seconder?
Abby.
Krish.
I heard Karishma first. So all in favor, unmute your mic if you want us to stay here forever. Okay, motion carried. Meeting is adjourned at 1 p.m. Thanks for the great meeting, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.